Welcome, everybody. This is Mex here with Duckguy today, and as well as a special guest of Damage. This is an awful intro, by the way. This is our first ever podcast. Woo.
Yay.
Yay!
We.
We. Yeah, but for those of you who don't know, this is a new podcast session that we are starting here on the collective called Behind the Callout with your hosts, Mex and Duckguy. You know, yours truly. I got the duck with me. And this is something we're going to be doing every week. We're going to be bringing in the IGLs and special guests of different teams and hopefully, higher ups, I guess, in the Siege community here into the podcast to, talk a little bit, get some things done, go over what we've seen so far in the league the last week, updates, yada yada, and yeah. So T, since you are our first special guest today, why don't you introduce yourself, say who you are, what you represent, all that goodness.
Name's Damage. Everybody calls me T. I play for F6, 5-0 going into this week. We have a bye week right now. We play next Saturday, so hoping to keep that up. But yeah, that's really about it. I also hope to win the league and everything like that. So I'm close with Jack and stuff.
I'm close with Jack and stuff.
Yeah.
Weird flex, but okay. Like it. I used to be close to Jack, but then he got that restraining order.
No, Jack loves you.
I'm not allowed within 100 feet of that man. It's so sad.
Yeah, so I think first we're going to be looking at the standings so far. We are currently in the middle of week 6, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are in the middle of week 6. These are the American Siege Conference standings. Actually, I think because we have damage, we'll look at the national first. This team F6 sitting at the top, 5-0. The Kings right now with the league, 15 points. Flawless so far. How have you guys been taking the league so far?
Really just taking it one game at a time. Try not to look over things or overlook anybody, I should say. Not think too much about anything and really just come in level-headed. Don't underestimate anybody, really. I mean, we kind of did that against NT, and we ended up giving up 3 rounds against them. But really just taking it one game at a time, not worrying about anything for the future, and just preparing when we can, for who we can, and really about it.
Yeah, so we have F6 at the top, then God tier, followed by Shadow Gaming Reborn and Esports, Icon Esports, now Chilled something. CR.
Chilled Reality.
Chilled Reality.
Chilled Reality.
Yeah. A change recently, actually, that happened was instead of 5 teams making the playoffs, there are 2. So if the playoffs did start today, it would be F6, God tier, Shadow Gaming, and Reborn in those slots. Some unfortunate things happening with teams like PTSD is they have recently dropped out of the league. Now there are only 10 teams in the division. We have 3D Gaming, NT, Centurion, New Horizons, Prime Elite, and Icon that all wouldn't be in those spots. What do you guys' thoughts on teams like Icon or Chilled Reality, Prime Elite, and New Horizons?
Icon, we're really close with Icon. Well, TR, I should say, but we're really close with them since before they changed their name. Anybody that was like a part of Collective would know about the little joke we had called FICON 6 because we were so close. But I don't think they're really out of it yet. I know Reborn is a good team. They've been picking up recently. They kind of surprised a lot of people, but I think Icon is one of those teams that's going to pick up like later in the league. I think they'll probably clinch it at like 3rd or 4th place. New Horizons is really good. They're a team that joined late and took another team's record, but I know that team has a ton of potential. Probably maybe squeeze it out, maybe take 4th or 3rd. Prime Elite I don't know too much about. We played them week 1, and they were really good. I think they may finish at like 5th. I think they're going to have some trouble going against teams like I'm not sure who they have played yet, but I think like those top 4 or 5 teams, I think will be the biggest challenge for them. But they do have potential. I'm sure they'll probably be able to make it work. As far as making playoffs, though, I think that will be an uphill battle for them going into like that second half of the season.
Yeah, and I believe Chilled Reality or Icon has played both God Tier and F6. Their 2 non-wins of the season so far. They tied God Tier and then they lost against F6. You guys, you want to give us like a little bit of a mentality thing and how the game went against Chilled Reality?
That game was the funnest league game I've played so far, personally. Because I don't know why, but I had probably the best halves in my quote unquote career so far. Like I went like it was like 1 and no, that was I don't think of a different game. No, it was that I went like 1 and 5 in the first half, and then you had a rehost at the half, and at the end of the game I was like 14 and 2, which was ridiculous. So that was just a really fun game to play. It's always fun to play them. I've scrimmed them a lot. All the times that we've played Chilled Reality is always great games and stuff like that. They're always just great people to play with before and after a match. It's really like no different vibes or anything like that. So, but there was so many good plays that happened that game that happened, and just the momentum shift that we had once that second half came into play just was really good for us, really. And I think that kind of put us at a mind state that we were really good enough to really at least clinch playoffs or maybe even top 3 in the league at that point, because they've been a really good team. That was actually thinking in like we've taken maps on Icon before, but that was the first time we ever beat them in like an actual like match out of like a best of 1 or best of 3. So we viewed that as really like our one must-win game, or like 1 or 2 must-win games of the season, really. And to be able to take that game how we did, we looked really strong, very coordinated and stuff like that. And I think it was just a really surprise game to people when we took it that really propelled us to kind of like a different level, really.
Yeah, a good win you guys had against them. Predictions on you think the top 4 for making playoffs from this division are?
My prediction, I'm thinking us. I think we're going to hold first. Second, I think Icon will bring it back and take second. I think God Tier will take third. And I think New Horizons will come back and clinch the 4th spot.
Interesting.
I highly disagree with all that.
Really, Max? What's your opinion on that? What do you think?
All right, so hear me out. Hear me out. This is what I was thinking. NT is gonna make it to first. Out of nowhere. No one's gonna expect it. No one's gonna see it coming. They're just gonna all like win every single game. No, but all jokes aside, F6 definitely is gonna be the top. They are the top dogs right now. They are top in the league. So you guys are for sure first. Second place, I don't think it's gonna be Icon just because of how they've been playing. This season they've been a little bit, they've been really struggling, especially against a team like you. They also struggled against God Tier. They didn't lose, but they did tie against that team. So I think going up against teams like God Tier or Shadow Gaming is going to be a little hard for them. If they do make it, congratulations. I'd love for them, make that comeback the way they can. But it's gonna be a struggle. It's not going to be easy. So my money would be F6, God Tier. I think Reborn is going to be third. To be honest, I've seen them playing. They did lose 2, but I've also I've seen the potential that team has, and the increase that they've come through this year. Like where they have or where they started out to where they are now, they have changed a lot as a team. So I think they definitely have the potential coming back. And Icon is still a very strong team. I still think they're going to be somewhere in the top 4 as well. And New Horizons, as strong as a team as they are, I'm just not sure if they're going to make it to the top 4 by the time of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm thinking those the 2 losses that they took when they came in late maybe play some type of factor in the future.
A little bit.
Don't
get me wrong.
We played an a lot before in scrims. We haven't played them in league yet, though. I'm waiting for that match to happen. That should be a really good game.
See, the way that NH plays, if they were to have started at the beginning of the year, I definitely think they'd be at a higher tier than what they were. If anything, they would have a tie instead of those losses. I don't know. I've played against New Horizon personally. They're very well. They're very well adaptable. They do get a little bit too aggressive at times. Is one of the things that I noticed. Some of their plays are a little questionable. They get a little too aggressive for frags, which kind of holds them back at some places. But other than that, I mean, they're just, their ability as a team could have definitely got them to a higher tier. Not sure if it's first place with you. Maybe it's top 3. I'm not sure, but I know they definitely wouldn't be sitting 2-2 right now. That's for sure.
Yeah. My personal top 4, I think, is probably F6 in first. Probably followed by I think God tier is just going to be ahead of Chill just because of the early start that they have above them. And then I think in fourth, it's either going to be Shadow Gaming or New Horizons. I just think the other teams aren't on the same level as those 3 teams, F6, God tier, and Chill. I just don't think they're on the same level of talent in terms of just talent as a team together. And then Shadow Gaming, New Horizons, and Reborn. I think Reborn's probably the worst out of all 3 of those teams. I think Reborn is still going to be competitive for a playoff spot, but I think it's really just between Shadow Gaming and New Horizons for that final playoff spot.
I wonder if PTSD is going to make a comeback.
PTSD is not in the league anymore.
That was a joke. It was a bad joke, but it was a joke.
Bad joke, Max.
It was a very bad joke, but it was a joke. You want to talk about comeback? Go to the other divisions. You want to talk about teams that have been getting kind of slept on so far, or teams that really haven't been getting noticed. Because you were in the beginning saying, "Oh, we don't really want to overlook teams." A team that's been really overlooked this season is LGI. They have just proved to be a powerhouse in the league so far, and it's scary the kind of number that they're putting up right now. They haven't lost. They're the only team that are on the same playing field right now with Prevail. And if they win one more game, they're going to be second place. They're undefeated. They've only tied, and the only team they tied with was Prevail.
That was a really good game too.
That was a very good game. So to have standings like that, to just kind of come out of nowhere, come in, new to the league, no one really had their eye on them. Nobody really knew who they were. They just sort of they were at the bottom. League started a couple weeks in. All of a sudden, now they're 3-0, and they just tied with Prevail.
So OGI is a sneaky team.
Yeah. So that's something I've been really keeping track on. I've been watching a lot more of their VODs, how they play. They've really caught my eye this season, especially as a coach, as somebody that used to play professionally. As someone who did play for league or whatnot. They're a team I've been keeping my eye on hard. I've been studying. If they're not the top by the end of the season, if they're not number 1, they're number 2, hands down.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's only because of 1 point difference.
I could definitely see LGI taking 2.
Yeah, their team has been playing astonishingly. I'm not to disregard Prevail. Prevail has been playing very well. Also, Farside shocked me that
Farside's always been really good.
Farside shocked me a bit too.
Good. They're really good. I'm just compared to some of the teams that are in their league that they're going up against, like Adderall Rush, for instance. I was not expecting them to be as low as they were, but at the same time, they also didn't have their people.
Yeah.
It was always a 4v5 those first 2 games that they played. So
I think Adderall Rush is probably going to pick it up. I subbed in for them a few times before the league started. They're really coordinated. They have a lot of different things. They all know where each other are at the same time. They all mesh with each other's play style really well.
Yeah, they play.
I think Adderall Rush is a team I think could probably make a late push for it. Maybe 5th, maybe 5th or 6th. But they definitely have the potential to turn their season around. Really,
they they are a really good team. I've played them before, back when they did have 5 the whole time. I'm glad that if you notice too, the last 2 games that they had all 5 members and they won both games in a blowout. So, if they would have had that whole 5 stack this entire time into the season, I feel like they would have been fine. They would have been up in the top 3. They would probably be where Prevail and LGI are sitting right now.
Easily.
In the top tier of the league, yeah. They'd be sitting up there right now. Because they almost won that game against Farside. I don't know if you guys watched that. But even though they were so you know what I'm talking about. Even though they were a 4v5, the fragging potential they had, the way they held down their sights, their everything about Adderall Rush was just like, yes, they did lose, but it was a fight from the very beginning to the very end. That match was a fight.
One thing for them that I think could probably hurt them is that they're another one of those teams that struggles with over-aggression sometimes. Say they get a 2 or 3 lead difference, they'll get aggressive. They'll start peeking anything that they can. They'll start taking most of their gunfights. They'll start maybe even doing a spawn peek here and there. Yep. And if against maybe a top tier team like maybe Prevail or Farside, or maybe in playoffs they see us or they see SG, that could be something that punishes them and maybe even turns the momentum of a game or finishes off a game for them.
They actually they did that against a team. I think it was B3, wasn't it? Where they got really aggressive on border there at the end, and they started doing spawn peaks, runouts, all that sort of stuff. And B3 almost had him too. Yeah. But Adderall Rush got very aggressive. Started spawn peaking every chance they did, or every chance they could get. Runouts were just insane. They were playing the most aggressive I've seen any team so far play in league. And I was commentating that game. And I was saying on there too, yes, that is going to work now against B3 because they were not well equipped for that. They were not ready for that. But if you were to do that, and I brought you into it, I said if you were to do that against a team like F6, Prevail, God tier, any teams like that, if you start running out like that, spawn peeking, going crazy, you're going to get shot in the face. I've seen a couple F6 flaws too.
I have too. We've talked about them.
Yeah. I know Cryptic's talked about him. I really like Cryptic. I'm sad he couldn't be here. Me and him play Apex a lot. Oh yeah, Damage.
Yes.
Buddy.
Yes.
Not only you, and I know I'm saying this out of not only my thoughts, your thoughts, but a lot of people in collective. You got cheated on the top 10 clips for your ace.
Yeah.
A lot of people seen that. You're what is that?
I don't know.
Knocking. But yeah, you got placed. What was it? Top 8th? Yeah. You got a 2 kill that got placed at 8th when you should have been number 1 with the full ace.
It was an ace, yeah.
It was
NT.
Yup, that was a full ace. And this man got cheated.
Yeah.
A lot of people were talking about that.
Yeah, I saw it. I know my teammate Sprays told me he had said something. I watched it and I was like, why is it so late in the clip? But when the clip had ended, I was like, yeah, the 1v2 was good. I got the fight down, but I really wish we did show the whole ace.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to
that was. I think if there was an actually no, I'm thinking of a separate one. That was made by a different person. But there was a different one that I think it was a member at DDX made. He made a really quick one for week 4 on his phone, which it wasn't official. It was fan made. Which a perfect time for it was the last 2 kills with the Maestro 4K that I had against CR.
Yep.
So I didn't really care about this again. It was really the official top 10 or anything like that. But I definitely think the full ace should have been up there, at least in some way. I know it probably would have been a bit of editing to take out all the time and the need to kill and stuff like that. I think maybe it was just kind of a time consumption decision. But I think
we probably could have. Yeah, you're not the only one that feels that. Unfortunately, once we lost he who shall not be named, as one of our main editors. Now we're trying to get a good system in here, try to get people to come in and figure out how to, edit a little better and whatnot. So we are trying the best that we can, but with what we have, we gotta work with what we got so far.
I do personally like the new style, and it's like I like the intro, that intro animation a lot. I saw that and I was like, that's a big step up compared to what they used to be. Like,
I don't know if you
touches like that in the editing. I think it was Raven who edited it. It's just he made the video a lot more enjoyable, to be honest, from my personal perspective.
I don't know if you've seen the graphic that Collective Esports put out for the podcast today that we're doing. I made that. That was the first ever graphic design I ever made. It was the happiest day of my life because I've never made anything like that before. I made that on my phone.
I saw that. You're talking about the blue and white one, right?
I made it on my phone in like 20 minutes and was like, boom, here we go. Now let's do this podcast.
Budget design.
Yeah. But yeah, I believe right now the ace is, if I'm not mistaken, on the screen.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
When I smoked out the cabbie checker so I could see if I could push in through the bathroom. Or at least push down the hallway, at least. Not have her out behind me. When I was trying to watch him while he had planted, I didn't expect Cabby to push that late, honestly. So I just started looking towards the Valkyrie, and Cabby came
1 out 4 remaining.
That Valkyrie should have pushed me a lot sooner, though, when I started planting.
1 friendly operator remaining. User is online and active.
My head was like pounding when I got the plant down. I was like, is he close? Is he far? Like, what's going on? I was so nervous.
I'm just taking a second to look at this last final kill here. I've already seen it, but I thought, what was going into your mind when you were just kind of turn around and you're like, oh, I need to get up top here?
Yeah, I just knew that angle was there. I knew I had to get the best angle possible, as protected as I could, so that was just one of the common angles I knew.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that, Ace. Those are, I never seen those in scrims. I don't think I ever seen any Ace in scrims when I was recording, when I was doing, when I was hosting, doing my thing, commentating. But as soon as we get in the league, I've seen 7, 8 personally that I've recorded, and then there was a couple that I didn't get to be the one hosting as well. But
it's a different ground, man. Different mentalities compared to league and scrims. Just knowing that there's something on the line, kind of you do a lot better mentally.
Yeah.
I do gotta make a statement here. If that Valkyrie would have pushed at the same time as that Cavi, I think she would have killed you.
Maybe.
I mean, if he's still in the plant animation with 0, 0, 0 left.
If the man was still in the plant and Valkyrie and Cavi both pushed at the same time, Cavi looking towards you and Valkyrie looking also towards you, doing that double pinch.
It's also a matter of Valkyrie for the planter or me. I think if Valkyrie did push while he was planting, and they both looked at the planter, I think I probably could have took both.
Well, what else we got on the agenda for talking about things in the new Behind the Callout podcast?
One thing I want to point out that's pretty interesting about this clip, it was actually played on Theme Park. The first time Theme Park has been played.
Yeah, it was the first time it's been played. A lot of people were surprised at that. I was even surprised at it during ban phase because it was between Theme Park and Coastline. I was like, all right, well, we're gonna play Coastline, and then he banned Coastline. I was like, wait, what? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I would get Theme Park. I just get Border and Oregon.
Yeah.
When Border's not played, it's Oregon. When Oregon's not played, it's Border.
It surprised me people play it that much. I'm not a fan much of either map.
Yep.
If I had to choose between the two, I'd probably play Oregon. Border is just unenjoyable to me at this point.
That's how I feel about both Border and Oregon.
Yeah,
I've
I've
just I've commentated them so much. No one's played Fortress though.
We played it once in a scrim.
Nobody likes it. I don't know why. I love Fortress.
We played. I think
does too.
I think we've played it twice in scrims, and we won it both times actually. So that was pretty
I've played
fun.
it a few times in scrims
Yeah.
because we like to pick it.
Having Fortress being the new map that it is, there's so many possibilities for strats and just things to be used, and nobody does. Nobody uses that map. Nobody brings anything new to the table. They just bring. I feel like a lot of teams have lost some of their games just because of picking Border and Oregon. Because
it is so straightforward.
At the end of the day, there literally is only so many strats you can play as.
Yeah.
There's endless possibilities on how to attack, but when you're defending on a certain map and you pick to defend a map like Border and Oregon, there's only so many different ways you can try to defend it. So especially like Oregon, you cannot roam that effectively on that map. It is so hard to roam on that map.
You can't. There's no room for error with Oregon.
There's no good rotations. There's no good places to hide. There's just none of that because everybody knows every room. They know all the spots to go. They know all of it. Every single corner possibility. Same thing with Border. When they're defending upstairs in Armory Archives, they're either hiding in CCTV, office, east stairs, or they're downstairs in workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of predictable and cyclic almost at that point.
Yeah.
I think now we're gonna get into watching week 4 top 10 plays. Sorry, you were saying something much before we get into this.
Week 4 top 10. I told Jack if this podcast gets 100 views, I'm making a catchphrase, and I'm working on it right now.
damage does take him down. Damage dropping up.
Attackers are activating the bomb diffuser.
And he isn't able to stop the diffuser in time. The Hectic will get one. Wavy will get another.
Diffuser. Position
And he gets a flick headshot onto attach. And look, he's there quick enough in time. She tries to shoot for the bottom. Oh no! That's just not gonna be able to do it. They go for the diffuser and they will. Oh my God! What a play!
It's coming out from sight, and he will get downed. Wi-Fi will be downed by the and Vigil is immediately refragged by the thermite. Raven bringing out the refrag. Looks like he knows there's somebody at that door, but he doesn't realize that he is laying down, and he gets the pick onto Slicks. Thermite with a 2K in a matter of 10 seconds. Let's see if he can continue here. He's going to open the wall breach.
Time to make a new door.
Valkyrie looking in that peak hole. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I don't know if she saw that. Wall is open, Val. Watch that. And Spades rings out a kill onto Koala. Entering sight, just Valkyrie left. And Spades with the 2K to finish the round. What an attack push in the last few seconds. Very well executed. Clear communication, I would assume.
Ooh, and Stu does get the kill onto Skinny and realizes there's another, and that's going to be the IQ.
Oh my God.
Taken down. Amber getting taken down by Skinny with an amazing headshot, and that will be a 2-for-1, and he still takes off his life, going back up in the 90 hallway, and he gets a third as he takes down Mert.
Oh,
and that's 3v1, and he takes every one of them down.
Double headshot.
Does take one. Free fire. Does take two. As Axius, not Axius, Excelsion. What Saucebox with the third? Can you get the can you get a 4K? Saucebox going ham for his team. Ooh.
Knows where he is. He's spotted. He misses those headshots.
He's putting a breaching charge on the diffuser. Oh no.
It doesn't work anymore. He can't do it. It doesn't work anymore. It only does 50 damage.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't kill. Well, no, she is 50.
I don't know what they're thinking.
She's 50. Oh, up to ooh, second this is thinking my damage.
She connects
all he's doing
most
is
of the...
And Saucebox with the 4K.
A quick attacker push here on site from Buck. And again, Koala with that roam kill. Buck also ringing out a refrag though onto Vivid. Koala playing it safe. Spades with the kill onto Depress. It is now a 3v2 for the attackers. And now it is a 2v1 with a trade ringing out. Will the plant go down, and will Koala be able to clutch this 2 kills? You hear the plant?
No.
Can he pull it? He does not hear the plant. Oh my, with the double kill, Koala gets the round for the defenders. Surprised he went for the person and not the defender first, planting the bomb.
Where he was going to be. Fingers making his way back to the site. Isn't able to see, but does get the one off on the Stu. And another kill on the Fax as there isn't enough health. Rex is right next to him and he doesn't know.
Looks like there's a little bit of
Going for the
toxicity
plant,
in the
but Reapers
chat.
gets another. Reapers does get another.
Buck doing the slowest peak I have ever seen. Oakby getting the double headshot onto Galaxy and Jesby, and then Bandit running around with the Bandit chart still in his hand. 3K from Nomad, and then the late Monty. Shy on the rotate around, hits the Claymore planted by Iris Bear, and at the same time Ying is able to frag out there, and there comes a... Whoa! Did we just see a flash nade kill? Oh my! The 1% health Legion gets flash banged.
Drop the bomb.
And now it's going to be all up to attack. Attack will get one. Does get a second, and now it's going to be all between him and the Montang. This is going to be another 3-round clutch, or 3-person clutch like before. Monte down to 1 health. Pig is going to try to push him. And he does it as attack into the clutch. And that's going to be another clutch round for DBX. There was an ace on the first round, a 3-piece on the second, and attack is going to clean up.
Well then.
So that is the week 4 top 10 league plays. Quickly, I want to give a shout out to all of the collective content team of Raven, Bacon, Nerox, myself, and Mex, Sprays, Rogue, Damage, Quiet, Aces, Fitzy, Jack, Oswala, Sauce Boss, and Titan. All of the content team working hard to get these videos out for you guys. And then we have the collective editors team. I'm not going to read all of them because there's so many of them working to cast these games. But we have our own Max here, one of the most popular commentators working on that kind of stuff. So what do you guys think of the plays?
My heart, my soul, it's touched. First play that I was actually able to see or want to talk about, I guess, was that flashbang kill. That was just so unlucky. It was funny. It was just so unlucky for that Legion.
Yeah.
Watching that live was so great.
Oh my goodness. I remember seeing that, and the first thing I just thought was if I was in that man's shoes.
Right.
And, like, I'm just sitting there, I was like, oh buddy. Like, oh man. That's gotta suck. Because one, you're already in that situation where it's 1 health you versus, what was it, 3 other people, 3, 4, full health other members. You're like, all right, I got 1 health. Now I just gotta somehow clutch this. And as you slowly walk around the corner, you just get smacked in the face with flashbang and die. Like, out of all the things to die from, I don't think I've ever seen a flashbang kill. That's insane.
Yeah.
Just borderline disrespectful, man. Even by accident.
Also, that number 1 play between the Castle and the Montang. One, yes, not only was that a 3-piece, but you guys didn't. I don't know if you got to see that entire match. There was an ace on the first round, and then there was 2 back-to-back 3-kill clutches. Like 2 rounds after that, before getting to that Castle Montang. And yeah, they didn't get that or have that intel because the Twitch was acting up, and I didn't realize it, or I couldn't get it fixed in time to be able to catch that ace and be able to catch everything else. So yeah, I didn't get to. There was a lot more high quality content in just that match alone that was missed. It was like each team was just, one team would get an ace, next was a 3-piece, the other team came back with a 3-piece, and it was just back and forth that entire game. That was so intense.
Yeah.
Hashtag blame Mex.
Hashtag what?
Hashtag blame Mex.
Yep. Hashtag blame Mex.
I think Mex
looks like I couldn't seal the deal. It's a work in progress, and I still need 100 more views. So
that's good.
Please, viewers, get me up to 100 views. I need this catchphrase.
That was good. Seal the deal.
Seal the deal.
That was pretty good.
That's one of 27 I have pre-made for in case I get approved for one of my 28.
That was 27. You said another one?
Huh? No, seal the deal and then the other 28.
I think next.
A lot of catchphrases to choose from. Man.
One of them's going to be, man, that play gets my seal of approval.
That's a good one.
Some pretty good catchphrases coming out from Mex here, but I think next we're going to be looking out at the new operators, Gridlock and Mozzie, coming out with this new season, Burnt Horizon, coming out a couple weeks ago. As yesterday was the first day that these 2 new operators, Mozzie and Gridlock, were allowed in competitive play for the league. I don't believe a league match has actually happened though.
Only scrim they're allowed. You want to wait like an extra week. to see
Okay.
how they play out in competitive settings.
Okay.
Because I was going to say that half of us, because we were having a big conversation about this in the admin chat, half of us believe they are like one or two of the, or not really one or two, mostly Gridlock. Half believes she's overpowered. The other half believes she's underpowered. We're trying to figure out like the best ways to abuse her, which is why we're having her allowed in scrims, to be able to figure out if she really is as overpowered. And then what is it? Next week we're bringing the topic back up. Or
Next Tuesday we're gonna rediscuss it.
Yep. So next Tuesday we're bringing that discussion back up, and then we're gonna figure out if she's getting brought back in the league or not. I believe. Did we agree Mozzie was pretty
Mozzie's
balanced?
fine. It's mainly Gridlock.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I believe we thought he was pretty balanced. Although that spider drone is super annoying. I hate playing against Mozzie players.
My favorite thing.
Especially when
his guns are amazing.
Yeah.
His guns are awesome.
My favorite thing is to stack all three next to each other and make it look like the crab rave. Just
the worst part, like the most insane setup that you could have, just a mute, a Mozzie, a Vigil, and a Clash. And then just throw whoever else you want in there.
And even like an IQ ban, so they can't find the Mozzies or the Vigil.
Like an IQ ban in there. And then, oh my god, yeah, like if they ban Jackal, you ban IQ. And just bring in Vigil, Clash, Mute,
Mozzie,
and then like Valkyrie.
Yeah.
That would be a nutty team combo.
Yeah. First off, we're going to be looking at Gridlock. Some pretty good guns, F90 and the M249. Both pretty respected. My personal choice, the M29. That new LMG sight, beautiful.
So good.
Beautiful sight. Then for secondaries, I think most people are using the Super Shorty, kind of using it the same way as the Mirror Jackal shotgun, that pocket shotgun, just for some extra soft destruction as needed. And then smoke grenades, normally used on the attacking side, especially in the game mode of choice of competitive Siege. Bomb, where smoke grenades are so crucial for getting a plant off if you need to smoke out the rotate hole so the defenders can't see. Maybe the smoke doesn't know exactly where that rotate hole is made for his gas grenades in the mirror window, so she can't throw her C4. Very crucial. Gridlock is a pretty good kit. What do you think of his ability damage?
I think it's intimidating, but I don't think it's as effective as it is intimidating, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think at first sight, you're like, this is stupid overpowered. And then you actually play against it, and you realize how easily you can get past it or something like that, and you're just kind of like, this really isn't that bad. As far as your kit, that shotgun, not even just for soft destruction on people, it's like super hard. It hits like a shot, honestly, within like 5 years.
I actually prefer the pistol over that shotgun. That damage on that pistol is nuts.
Weird.
Have you seen the damage on that pistol? It's more than the shotgun. Like, the shotgun's like 31 damage or something like that. The pistol's like 50-something.
Yeah, remember, the shotgun damage is per pellet. So, that's 31 damage per pellet, shoots about 8 pellets.
Yeah, but pistol. Such a nice...
I think we're also kind of looking at, from a competitive standpoint, Mex is your... more interested in like the casting side of things, me and the damage coming from the competitive side of Siege. Of course, playing on teams, damage playing on F6.
No, I mean,
myself playing on
if you want me to give my competitive ability, I don't think there's any. If you're going to bring the LMG, you shouldn't bring that pistol. There's absolutely no reason for it. When you have that many bullets in the mag, the shotgun at that point is just brought for, I guess, if you're scared for close 1v1 and they're trying to push you into a door, or 2 just to open the line of sight onto the objective. But I'm just saying personally, from like what I just like that pistol. I just like using it downrange. That's from just using it in like ranked and stuff. But yes, no, from a competitive point of view, from playing in league matches, I understand 100% why you picked the shotgun.
Yeah, just that extra soft breach utility. She's a very similar kit to Jackal. I feel like she's a decent ability. 2 great primary guns. The secondary shotgun for vertical destruction or just soft destruction in general, and the smoke grenades. I think next we're going to be looking at Mozzie, unless you guys want to talk about Gridlock some more.
No, I was just saying, best way for Gridlock, just run smokes, shotguns, LMG, smoke out the objective, put your gadget down on the rotations, and then just hold angles. Once you clear out sight, hold angles on the doorways, and while your teammate's planting, just empty in the 80-round mag.
I think it's 60.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there into the doorway the second you hear footsteps coming.
Yeah, an interesting fact actually. Gridlock is the only attacker without a shield available to her that is a 1-speed.
There's also only 1-speed attacker to come out since release.
Yeah.
She a chunky attacker with no shield, got armor and body for heals. I don't know. On
On the Mozzie now. To interesting guns, the P10 Roni, I believe, actually was a pistol that Mozzie converted into an SMG. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, it's like a Glock conversion kit, sort of.
Yeah.
That gun is so nice. If you haven't used it, it has no recoil. The rate of fire is extremely deadly. However, it only has 19 bullets in the mag, so you got to be accurate with it.
Yeah, 19 plus 1.
With that lack of what am I trying to say? My brain just turned into mush. With that lack of recoil, no, not ammo. With the lack of recoil, it's not hard to actually land those shots. So better than any other machine gun pistol in the game. It has the fire rate of a machine gun pistol, but the accuracy of Ella's Scorpion before the nerfs.
Yeah, it's a good. I prefer the Commando personally, just for the. I think it feels better. Also, the reload animation is much more worth it.
I actually haven't got to use it. I've seen people use it. I haven't taken the time to use it yet. I've been too busy using that SMG.
Yeah, the Commander 9's reload animation is pretty schmecksy, if I do say so myself.
So smooth.
It's so
Just does it
amazing.
effortlessly.
Yeah, so flawless. Both definitely good guns. I like both. I personally haven't played Mozzie enough to really choose which one I like. Again, it's the same secondary kit with the super shorty shotgun and the SDP 9. And then for his secondary gadgets, he has barbed wire and C4. He's a 2-speed 2 armor. Is barbed wire and C4? I think it's the same situation as Bandit. You can choose one or the other, depending on what your team needs. Really, if you have a lot of barbed wire or if you have a lot of plant denial, you can choose which one you need. I personally have been using the C4 with him. What have you guys been using?
I've been
running barbed wire, but it's also 50-50. Because like you said, it's situation say if there's a Pulse and a Bandit on my team and they both have C4, I'm not gonna run it. If there's no barbed wire, but we already got 2 C4s on there, I'm bringing that barbed wire just to slow them down.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, but say if nobody else has a C4, there's only one person with C4 and 2 people with barbed wire, then I'm bringing the C4. But I also I like barbed wire as well. I think it's a lot more useful than people think. Well, not sure. You know what I'm talking, golds.
Yeah.
That's what I not to disrespect golds, but golds do not understand how useful barbed wire is. They just don't know.
Yeah.
Especially back when Bandit had 3 barbed wire. Oh my god. Whew.
If I ever saw someone using a C4 when Bandit had 3 barbed wire, it was just.
I was team kill. I was mad. I was always that's a waste of Bandit.
Yeah.
I want his 3rd barbed wire back, man.
Dude, me too. You know how useful that was? Oh my goodness. To have that, they don't understand how overpowered just having that extra barbed wire on play is. For
Especially
no reason.
Pre-barbed wire nerf.
I know.
Yeah.
It had more health and slowed you more.
I personally can't comment on the fact as I was a noob myself back in those days. I was a level 20 back in the days when Bandit had 3 barbed wire before the barbed wire nerf. Before I ever hit the competitive scene.
No, I was like level 110. I was still low. Like
I was
around,
like mid-hundreds.
yeah, I was like 110, 120, somewhere around there. But man, yeah. If I seen you play Bandit with that C4 instead of his 3 barbed wire before the barbed wire nerf, you were not allowed to play Bandit any other round on defense. Like at all. I was auto picking.
Gotta auto pick him, then actually switch the person I wanted to play.
Yep. They're like, nope, you are not you are just not picking this man. That's such a good waste.
Yeah, definitely interesting that 3 barbed wire plays on Bandit along with the barbed wire nerf. Mozzie now, a very interesting gadget. I think something that was leaked for a while, but I think something Ubisoft may have put in their chamber, I think we've called it, for the past while. I think this was actually leaked, something that could hack drones. I think it was leaked a couple months ago, actually.
It was on the beginning of Wind Bastion that it had gotten leaked.
Yeah, and even before Wind Bastion, like the season or 2 before, I think it was around the map where Villa came out. I think there were already leaks of someone who could hack the attacker's drones. I think there were already leaks of that.
I believe so, yeah. It was floating around on Reddit a little bit.
Yeah, so
to be honest, when I first heard about an operator being able to hack attacker drones, I thought that was going to be way more overpowered than what it is.
Yeah, same.
I feel if you could pick up the drones, like if Mozzie could pick up the drones that he hacked and would be able to just
would be ridiculous.
Yeah, then it would be too much.
Yeah.
Like then I feel like it'd be too much. But as it is right now, I don't feel like it's too overpowered. Like I don't feel like it's as bad as what I thought it would have been.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did think it was overpowered, but I think Ubisoft definitely did a good job. They hit the nail right with Mozzie and designed him right, just not to make him too overpowered. And definitely an interesting game mechanic. The pest launcher is actually really, really fun to just play around with, like in prep phase, especially for me at least. Just trying to catch those drones running around and punish anyone who spots you while you're reinforcing.
Yeah, it's really good. I personally think Mozzie is less of really a roamer and more of a roamer assist, like how people use echo drones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like how you can just drive around and really call out. It's like droning out your teammates on attack, but you're never really pushing a sight. You just look at people, and that extra intel can really like help a roamer change how a roamer plays, change how attackers play. And
another place is good for him is just out in plain sight and then not using that drone, just wait.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just put it in like plain sight, somewhere where an attacker would put a drone and just let it sit there. And then when they actually come up and, try to make their push, when they'll just look at your drone and think, oh, that's one of ours, and continue to push in, boom, now your entire team knows where they're at.
Yeah.
And they can do that call up. So that's what I like about it.
I think one thing about Mozzie, though, that I do think is a little overpowered is the ability to hack a Twitch drone. Because a Twitch drone can just do so much for the defense on attack.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily powered.
Not overpowered. Not overpowered, it's just...
If you think about it, you can't... There's not really any gadgets that you can shoot on attack that's, like, pre-set up unless you get, like, say, a thermite or something, which I guess would be what it's mainly used for, would be a thermite or maybe, like, 1 or 2 of the Habanas. But other than that, there's not really many gadgets you could just put down other than just zapping the operators themselves. Like, on attack, it's a lot more better because there's so much stuff to put down on defense. But... the attacking team, I don't feel as strongly.
I feel like I'm just thinking in terms of if you get a Twitch drone, because this has happened to me on multiple occasions when I've been using Mozzie. When I've been using Mozzie, and I hack a Twitch drone, and I drive around with that thing, and I just try 2, 3 of the attackers' drones, and suddenly that's 4 of their drones gone in total because I've hacked one of them, and that's over a quarter, almost a half of their drones gone just because of one of my pest launchers. That's kind of... it's not overpowered in a sense. It's just... if you get lucky, you really punish the attackers in terms of not having any drones, especially if they have their drones out.
I think it's also another way of teaching... It's another way of teaching those people who never save their Twitch drones just kind of more of a harsh punishment that they need to save their Twitch drones. because now it can actually get taken away and actually mean something rather than just getting destroyed. Like, it can actually affect you and your team. And say, like, you use it to destroy, like, a thermite charge or something like that. Like, that can really change the course of a round and into their favor. It's just more punishment for those people.
Yeah.
That'd be nuts, because you don't even have to bandit trick either. And if you play it right while they're bandit tricking, they won't even know. Like, the thermite will put it down and just pop.
I've done it in ranked a few times. Like on Chalet at the garage door, you just drive out backwards so they don't see that blue light and just shoot the thermite charge. The ultimate bamboozle, just like six picking to the same operator.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got on the board?
I believe that is it, unless you guys want to look at some clips.
How long have we been going for the podcast already?
56 minutes right now.
You want to keep it going, or you want to wrap it up, Damage? What are you thinking? I'm going to let you decide today, bud.
Whatever y'all want to do. I'm fine with anything. If you got more stuff to talk about, let's do it.
I think we're going to wrap it up here. This has been the first episode of the Behind the Callout podcast. I'm your co-host, along with my other co-host, Mex, or The Last Mexicano. This has been Damage. Damage, you can have your 30 seconds. To shout out anything you would like real quick.
Shout out you guys. This podcast, I'm waiting for it to happen. I remember you guys were talking about it before the week started. Happy to be the pilot episode and everything. F6, 5-0. We're trying to make it 6-0. Next week, we play God Tier. So that's going to be a big game. We play them.
Casting that game.
Should be Saturday at 7:30. If everything goes according to plan. So if that falls through, that should be a really good game for us. It's always fun to play God Tier. We played them recently, earlier this week, and we came out on top. So hopefully we can transfer that into a league game and keep our streak going.
Yeah, definitely.
I will be casting that, and hopefully Skinny will cast it with me. Yeah.
Skinny's a great guy. Oh yeah, shout out my, hold on. He got mad at me last time. I didn't shout him out. Shout out my VP, Malik, from Maiden. I'm vice president. I have to. Can't forget him.
Shout out Bacon's dog for learning how to turn air into food.
Shout out Seals.
Shout out Seals, for sure. Shout out your dog as well. She's very adorable.
Yes, she's asleep right now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, do you want to do the outro, or you want me to?
I'll do it since you had the intro. Definitely, guys, be sure to go follow the Collective Twitter, the Collective Instagram. Follow us on Twitch. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which this will be posted on. And yeah, definitely go follow us on everything. Help support the Collective in Season 1. I've been Duckguy. This is my co-host Mex, along with our guest Damage, and we will see you guys in the next podcast.